Hello, it's me Jay, and welcome back to Dairy Air Farms. I hope you're having a great first official day with Farming Simulator 22, now that everyone has a chance to download and run it. As with any Farming Simulator game, Giants releases a new mod hub, and today the Farming Simulator 22 mod hub went live, with a couple of items in it. What's there, you ask? Well, let's take a look. First, we'll start with small tractors. Giants re-released the Fiat 1300 DT. It's a fairly basic tractor, doesn't have the option for front loader or weights, but you can change the wheels, narrow tires, rear twin wheels, and so on. We won't spend too much time on wheels when reviewing tractors, as most of them have the same options. Twins, weights, row crops, and so on. This tractor generates 150 horsepower, which is great for starting farm, as it can pull most of your small implements. It has a manual transmission, carries 200 liters of diesel, travels at 15 miles an hour, and weighs in at 5.42 tons. It has a base price of $58,500. Next up, Giants re-released a medium tractor, which is the Case International Harvester 7200 Pro Series. Just like the Fiat, it's got a couple of different wheel options and tire brands you can add. The big difference between this and the Fiat is this has a front attachment, so you can actually carry equipment on the front of it, but there is no option to add a front end loader. You can, however, change the engine. Base horsepower for this tractor is 170 horsepower. The maximum horsepower is 261 horsepower. And as we go back down, 239 horsepower, 214 horsepower, and then we're back to the 170 horsepower. It's a power shift transmission, carries 445 liters of diesel. It travels at 24 miles an hour, so it's quite a bit faster than the Fiat, and weighs in at 8.1 tons. It's got a base price of $97,000. This is a great medium tractor for most farms, especially if you're starting out. That's why it was included in so many mod maps in Farming Simulator 19. That's it for tractors. Next up, Giants re-released a class harvester, the Class Dominator 108 SL Maxi. You can really only change the wheel brands on this between Trailborg, Vredestein, Continental, and back to Trailborg. You can't actually change whether they're dual wheels or not. You can change design between the European with the reflective stripes or nothing. And you can also change the chassis color between green and dark gray. I prefer the green, so we're going to leave it there. This combine has an engine which powers with 221 horsepower. It's got a variable CVT transmission. It carries 500 liters of diesel fuel, travels at 15 miles an hour. It can hold in its hopper 7,500 liters of crops and weighs in without the header at 9.8 tons. Now, while we're talking about equipment, the last drivable piece of equipment that was released today was a wheel loader. The New Holland Agriculture W190D wheel loader. You can change the tires, just like you can on most equipment. It's powered by a 234 horsepower engine. It carries 288 liters of diesel with 37 liters of diesel exhaust fluid. It travels at 24 miles an hour and has a weight of 19.6 tons. Base price without any attachment, and remember you're going to need to get some of those, is $176,000. Okay, that's it for drivable vehicles. Next up, we have trailers. And Giants re-released the Strawman SEK 802 trailer. It comes with a base capacity of either 4,000 liters or it can be turned into a bale trailer at no additional cost. If you need more capacity, you can up it to 8,000 liters for $2,000 or 12,000 liters for $4,000. Note that the 12,000 liter and 8,000 liter capacity also gives you the option to add a cover. Chassis color is either red or gray. It holds, well, its base price is $9,000 and is a great little trailer for starting out with. Next up for equipment, Giants released the Cedar, which is the Vaderstad Spirit R300S. It's got a list price of $48,000. It can carry 2,800 liters of seed, which is plenty for most small farms when you're first starting out. It weighs 4 tons, requires 110 horsepower to pull it. Again, all the starting farms in Farm Sim 22 come with a tractor that will pull that. Its working width is 3 meters and its working speed is 9 miles an hour. Okay, that's it for equipment that was released today. Finally, something that people were asking ever since the game was announced was whether they were going to see the government subsidy sign. It can be found under your production menus, under generators, and there's the standard government subsidy sign, which must be placed on your land, and it will generate $350,000 an hour. Slightly more conservative is the municipal subsidy sign, which only generates $350 an hour. Okay, so let's take a look at the tractors and see how they sound. First, we'll start with the Fiat. Nice startup sound. And you can hear the engine working as it accelerates and changes gears. It's got that classic old tractor sound due to the fact that the muffler is much older than the mufflers included on modern tractors. It's almost a straight pipe. Next up, we have the Case International. As you can tell, engine sounds different, but it's got a much thicker and much more durable muffler on it. I forgot to mention when we were looking at this in the store that it does come with beacon lights, and those are non-removable. Again, just like the Fiat, you can hear the engine change revolutions as it speeds up and slows down. Okay, we'll have a look next at the Class Combine. It's got a fairly quiet engine sound, which you can hear rev up until it reaches maximum speed. and then decreases as you take your foot off the throttle. Okay, let's park this, and we'll take a look at the last item, which is the wheel loader from New Holland. I added a bucket just so we had something to put on the front of it and it didn't look naked. It's got a fairly quiet but smooth startup sound to the engine. And you can hear the engine throttle up as it reaches maximum speed. Take your foot off the accelerator and the engine throttles down. Okay, so that's it for what's new on day one of the new Modhub. If you want to be advised of new items appearing on Modhub, remember to subscribe and hit that bell to be notified when I put out my next video. In the meantime, take care and keep it between the rows.